Good morning. I have literally just arisen from my bed. And today I really need to get the back entry locked up tight. I gotta finish the back entryway because I need to film for a reel for the brand that gifted me the wallpaper. Part of our agreement, deadline's coming, wrap it up, Delaney. As a reminder, this is where we're at with the back entryway. Close this door, it's a mess in here. Don't look in there, it's the laundry room. All right, so basically I finished wallpapering, installed this light and was like, thanks so much, that's all. But actually I need to finish like styling it out. So you can see where I've taped up, where I'm gonna put this mirror. I've added this rug from elsewhere in the house. I think ideally it'd be nice to have a rug going like this whole space, but it's hard to find rugs. And as we know, I'm a little picky. Put the shoe cabinet back in here, and then I want to spray glue this to cover it in the same wallpaper as the wall. And then I have a sconce I want to mount here. So that's on the docket for today. Hang the mirror, spray paint that, film a little bit. And anything else that comes to my mind that might make it delightful. I don't know, maybe I need a few like trinkets on this. In my pajamas to make it extra beautiful. All right, so that's on the docket today. I'm gonna put my clothes on, not my pajamas. I'm gonna eat, and we're gonna get down to business. Okay, so I have a bunch of scrap pieces from when I wallpapered this. So I just need to find one that's going to be somewhat suitable for this space. I mean, obviously it's all gonna blend in, it's all the same wallpaper, but I just don't want like a big patch of like, I don't know, a big patch of brown or a big patch of turquoise when this is looking like it's mostly this lighter color and like maybe a touch of turquoise. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Wouldn't be the first time. But also I don't want to go through, I have like 5, I don't know, many different scrap sheets in here. And I'd like to not unfurl them because it was tricky to get them out. Because it was tricky to get them back in. Oh, this is good. This seems believable. This is fine. Look, first one barely unfurled it. I'm like, I need to find the perfect piece. And I'm like, actually, this is good enough. Okay, unscrew it. I think I'm just gonna take this outside, spray it. I don't feel strongly about marking which exact area I'm gonna use of the wallpaper, I don't think. I am gonna go outside and glue this and run back inside and then attach it to this scrap of wallpaper. I have a roll of contractor, I think it's called like contractor paper. I mean, I grew up knowing this as like craft paper, craft with a K for whatever reason. But I bought this at Lowe's when I was there picking up paint because this is something they just like roll out over floors when they're painting or when people are working in houses, and they call it contractor paper, and I find this endlessly useful. I will wrap gifts in this. I have used this for signage for my wedding. Like I painted on top of it, I painted a little sign, but also I just cut as much of it as I need and do projects on top of it, like when I'm gonna spray glue or when I'm gonna paint something. And it honestly was like $13 for a roll that is so long I might have it until my grave. So I can't recommend this enough. And don't be fooled and buy something. Don't search for like brown craft paper, because then you will get a small roll. Like if you're searching online, you'll get a very small roll and it'll be very expensive. just go to a hardware store in the paint section and they have tons of this stuff for a much better price, and it's very helpful. I have 2 different kinds of spray adhesive, and I'm gonna use the Gorilla Glue. The other kind I have is 3M, like general spray adhesive. Why? I don't know, because I just Gorilla Glue, I'm like, Gorilla Glue is the strongest glue in the world. I'll come back in here and then we're gonna glue it all together. I sprayed it. It said to let it sit a minute for like maximum strength. Just lay it on there, Delaney. Oh, did I do it crooked? Oh, that doesn't feel like it's sticking at all. That's not sticking one bit. This is the seam roller from when I got this originally to put the wallpaper up there. You just like run this over the seams to make them sure that they're like stuck down. But this feels like, oh, this could be fine. Just commit. The trickiest part is gonna be getting it to stick to the little edges, I feel like. Like maybe I wanna cut this first. I didn't feel too precious about doing this and having it be a mess up because I learned that these light switch plate covers are like, they don't cost a lot. They're easy to replace. I'm gonna cut this. I'll bring you over here. I'm gonna cut it on my cutting board. I'm like trying to work fast because I feel like time is of the essence for this glue situation. Just cut it, Delaney. Hurry. No, don't hurry. Take your time and do things well. I guess if I screw it up, I can peel it off and do it again. Oh, balls. All right, all right. No, there's no sticky left here. There's no sticky left on the edges. So I'm going to make sure I have this trimmed properly, and then I'm gonna need to re-glue the edges down somehow. All right, now, what do I do to get the little edges of glue down? If I spray it, then I'm probably gonna get schmutz all over the back of this. What if I spray the glue and like use a toothpick to put it on? Let's try that. Okay, I went outside and I sprayed glue onto this paper, and now we're gonna try this. Don't really want to get Gorilla Glue all over my cutting board. This isn't not working, but some of the alcohol in the glue or like whatever agent is like aerosolizing it is like rubbing the color, the pigment off. Okay, we're gonna try wallpaper glue, even though this did stick it down. Can't fault it for that. Glad I just watched my footage back and saw that all you were seeing was my belly button. Perfect. Hope you're seeing my head now. Okay, this is the wallpaper glue. A little bit of this stuff, a little bit of this really haunts me, reminds me of my time wallpapering in a way that I'm not ready to revisit. I'm not ready to wallpaper again anytime soon. Who would have predicted that this would be the most annoying part of this project? I shouldn't say that because there's more parts to come, so let's not jinx ourselves. Okay, I have another idea. What if I masking tape the edge down while it dries? And then we'll check on it in a little bit. All right, I'm gonna let this sit for however long until I finish my other tasks. And then I will come back to it. And then I will cut out these little, I guess I could do this now. No, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna let this sit, and hopefully me taping down the edges while the glue dries will achieve our desired result. What's happening is that there is like a curved edge to this light plate, and curving the stiff paper over that very small surface area is proving difficult. And so now I've applied glue to the paper. This was the edge that I Gorilla Glued, and that seems to be holding, but the Gorilla Glue was like taking away some of the ink of the print. So by using the wallpaper glue, it's just not strong enough to hold the paper itself over the curved edge while it's gluing. So hopefully taping it down will help. One way to find out, huh? Okay, so this mirror that I want to install is something I got off of, it's something I got off of Facebook Marketplace, and I love it. It was 50 bucks, huge score for me, didn't even negotiate because this shape is really fun. But what's so annoying about it is that here on the back, oh my God, why am I holding the mirror this way? This is asking for disaster. One of these hooks is higher than the other in a way that we've never properly installed it on the first try. We've installed it twice in our previous house and this house, and this most recent time, we put the screws in wrong again. And I was so fed up, I was like, you know what, I'll fix this with wire. So like I ended up using wire to even out how the screws were in improperly, because one of these is higher than the other. And I see I've left myself a little note here on a piece of tape that says, drill the left screw in higher in the wall than the right screw. Which must mean, like, I remember doing all sorts of machinations to make sure that we got it correct this time around, and we ended up doing the opposite. So we must have drilled the right screw in higher than the left, which made it even more dramatically crooked, which is obviously super annoying. You can't just like put two screws in the wall level and have this look correct, because the mountings here on the back, the brackets themselves, are not level. Which says to me that this was like some perhaps mirror made somewhere not in a quality way, but she's still a beaut, so we're gonna keep her. And this is gonna be the first time I'm attempting this without Alex, and maybe that's for the best, maybe it's not. We'll find out. God, I just like don't quite know how to like finagle this for myself. I'm sure there's some sort of hack that's like, make yourself a little diagram with a piece of paper. Maybe that is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I've cut myself a piece of paper that is shaped like the mirror. And now what I wanna do is mark where the hooks would be on the back, with the idea that if I mark where the hooks are on this piece of paper, I could put this piece of paper on the wall and then screw through those holes. This side of the paper represents the back of the mirror, which I think would determine which orientation I put it on the wall so that I get the screw heights right. I'm gonna poke through the paper because I think this side of the paper that's facing me right now needs to go facing the wall, and if I just draw, then I will not be able to see my marks. So poke the hole there, poke a hole there, and pray. I think if I do it like this, then the wrong screw is gonna be right, is gonna be higher. I can tell that this screw is, this dot right here is higher than this one. And what did my note say for myself? It says, drill the left screw in higher in the wall than the right screw. Why is this so confusing? I don't want to do this wrong. If I look at the back of the mirror, actually, why don't I go look at the wall that I drilled the screws in wrong and see which screw was higher in the wall? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so where we had previously put the mirror and installed the screws wrong, we had drilled the right screw higher than the left screw, which would explain my note. Drill the left screw in higher than the right screw. The right screw, because why do I have to be a scientist to figure this out? I've marked where the brackets are on the mirror on this piece of paper, But if I just screw where the brackets are into the wall, then it's gonna be crooked because the brackets are crooked. Okay, my question is, I can't even verbalize what I'm thinking right now because I don't think it'll make sense. Me. Figure it out, Delaney! I went to art school, not construction math school. This shouldn't be that hard. I'm gonna have to write myself a lot more instructions for the future besides just mount the left screw higher than the right screw. I'm gonna need to write a dissertation about this. This is where we get into problems because I'm like, I bet if I just do it a 1/4 inch, it'll be perfectly fine. Why are you betting? Just measure. Just figure it out and figure out how to do it right. Don't guess. But then I get into guessing because I'm like, I don't know how to figure it out. This is making me sound so dumb. Sheesh. First of all, take these wires off. Why do I have my wires on here still? Cut the wires off. You know, if worse comes to worse, I guess I could just use my wire trick that I was doing before to compensate for my incorrectly screwed in screws. Honestly, I'm truly vexed. I went and I hung the mirror up on the old screws that were improperly installed and confirmed that having the right screw in the wall higher than the left screw makes it crooked, even though on the back of the mirror, the left bracket is higher than the right bracket, which makes me think the right screw in the wall would need to be mounted higher to counteract it. Okay, so I'm so confused. I'm gonna go with my guess method, where I just, based on my note that I left myself on the back of the mirror, I'm just gonna put the left screw in like barely a 1/4 inch higher than the right screw and pray that that makes a straight mirror. Wow, I thought that taping or gluing the wallpaper to the light switch cover would be the hardest thing. Never guess what's gonna be the hardest part of a project, because then you're gonna end up jinxing yourself and making something else harder. Okay, I would also say that this is noticeably not centered in the wall, and that is because I do want to mount the sconce here, and I don't think I'm bothered by the fact that the mirror might be slightly to the right in order to accommodate a little bit more negative space around the sconce. And I like the sconce for being like an asymmetrical moment. I don't feel the need to like have this be perfectly centered in the wall and then like squeeze the sconce over here. Also because I don't think you're gonna be like getting this view straight on. Like if this was what you saw coming down the hallway and you like saw it straight on from far away, it would bother me more that it wasn't symmetrical. Here, I'm just going for optical balance, not literal precision. Okay, sconce. This is not the shade that I want on this, but the shades that I did order are making their way to me very slowly. So we're gonna go temporary shade. Also, as we know, I did want that $350 sconce, and I might still end up getting that. I don't know, I need to live with this for a little bit. I need to let it simmer. I bought this being like, no, do not get the $350 sconce, and I'm still wanting it, so of course. Of course, Delaney. How do we like this? I'm gonna come look in the camera and see if I like it. All right. This is in a stud. Yeah, so I feel good about just screwing this into the wall. Oh, good. Really had that in there tight. It's like, is it entertaining to watch someone who doesn't know what they're doing try to do stuff in their house, or is it stress-inducing? You tell me. Okay. All right, moment of truth. I'm stressed to be filming this because odds are, if our track record with this mirror proves anything, it's that it frequently goes wrong. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, there. If I break this mirror on camera, some of you might be asking right now, where's Alex? That's a question I get a lot. Where's Alex? Doing his own shit, man. This is my shit. He goes out and he does his own shit. It's right there. Come on. Oh, okay, that's one. Oh, where's the other? All right. It is crooked. It's crooked. All right, get the wire. Get the wire. All right, look. It's crooked. Just to prove to the group, no, it's crooked. Whatever. Jeez Louise, this frickin' mirror. So even though I put my screw in, I should have put the screw in a 1/2 inch lower. I'm gonna write that on my notes for next time. I can't believe this. I can, but I can't. It's like, why did I spend so long thinking about it if this is gonna be the end result? All right. Okay, all I did is I put a little loop of wire around this so that the wire is what attaches to the screw in the wall and will allow this side, which was the side that was too high, to sit slightly lower on the wall, we hope. I can't believe we've installed this mirror 3 times. My little fingers. Where's the other screw? All right. I think it's still slightly crooked. I think I need to tighten up the wires that are on the back. But if I tighten up the wires anymore, I'm gonna have a hard time getting it on with my little fingers. Always remember, you can just live with things being imperfect. And that is charming. That's charm, people. That's endearing. That's nice. Except for, I would like the mirror to be straight. Whatever this mirror looks like the next time I get it on the wall, that's what's staying, okay? Here's another idea for a possible future solution that I'm thinking about is if I installed wire that just connected these two, like a picture wire, connect a picture wire here to here, then I would just have one point that I needed to create a screw hole for. But like, would that hold enough of the weight? Because the mirror is heavy. Then I would only have one screw in the wall, but then it would solve my, like, this constantly being crooked problem. I might have to turn the camera off. It's doing something to my psyche to know that the camera's on while I'm doing this. She's losing it, folks. Oh, she's losing it. Whatever it was that she had, it is quickly dissipating. It's still kind of crooked. Whatever. As I said, the 3rd time I got this up here, that was staying. So that's life, baby. Maybe the screws need to be installed level. I don't want to think about it anymore. And that's that on Good Enough. Oh my God, I cannot believe how much this is bothering me, actually. I have another idea. It's like it needs to go up truly another little bit. I've also done this before where I have put sticky tack on top of the screw and then the wire will just like seat into the sticky tack. Okay, we don't like that idea. Okay. Mirror's just gonna have to be crooked. Mirror's just gonna have to be crooked, Delaney, and that's fine. Complete resignation. The mirror has won. It's fine, you can be crooked if you want. It's fine, fine with me. Who cares, not me. This won't bother me every time I look at it. Let's stop hanging things and let's check on my light plate. Let's check on that. See what we're working with here. This is fine. I'm gonna cut out these little holes in here, little for the light switches. Ta-da! I think this looks fine. This little corner maybe needs some love, but maybe I'm gonna get it installed and then see. I'm gonna get it installed and I'm gonna see what I think. Oh, I didn't. I didn't cut out the screw holes. Okay, that's fine. Moral of this project, that's fine. Motto of this project, I mean. I weighed this lamp. I weighed it. Well, also okay, let's show off this a little bit because it is cool. So this is a vintage little light fixture that I found. And the way it works is either it can be standing upright like this, and like sit on a counter, or you install it in a wall because it has a hook and it'll go like this, which I just think is a very clever like thing that they did in the past. I don't know. Brass nail, brass picture hook. I think that'll be fine. And we're just gonna let her rip. I think eye height is where I want it. Actually, I guess I could plug this in and see how I feel about it. I also am thinking that, one, I'm just gonna install this and live with it, especially waiting until the shade that I intended to use on it, which was like a brass shade. I ordered a set of brass shades off of eBay, some whatever used ones. And one, I want to try to spray paint one of the brass shades with like a high gloss cranberry maroon colored spray paint that I've used before to much success, to kind of mimic the look of the sconce that I was originally aspiring to just see if that like scratches the itch. If it does, then I might go to the effort of changing this wire, since it will be visible, to be one of the twisted cloth wires, because I find those a little bit more appealing. Why is this like this? Which I don't think would be too hard. Good golly. They really gave you quite a length of wire on this. It did say in the listing that it had been rewired, which is nice. But as we know, as I've recently become quite a little expert on I shouldn't say that. I just learned how to rewire lamps recently, and that has felt very empowering. And now I'm like, oh, I can't be stopped. Like, so what if this lamp needs to be rewired? That would never stop me from buying it now because I know how to do that. All right, woo! She got it undone. I should clear this off. If I don't wrap the cord around this, then it's just kind of like floating in air towards the wall. Whereas if I wrap the cord around it a little bit more, it could be more of an artistic drape. Or I could make like a cord scrunchie for it. But I think for this purpose now, just like living with it, cute. And I think I'll actually put one of those Wi-Fi plugs onto the outlet so that this automatically turns on in the evenings, maybe. That's what I was imagining doing, but it's obviously very easy to just come over here and use the switch, which is quite charming. All right, put your nail on the wall and stop chatting. Boop, now it's a stand-up lamp. Oh yeah, baby. Cute. Tuck that back in there. Eventually, I need to secure this to the wall, but for now, this is an adults only cabinet, and you just know you need to press it to open for your shoes. Should tell Alex that because it seems like a thing that he might not know. Okay, I'm happy with this right now. Okay, so the last thing I need to do in this room is that I had an inspiration, or part of my mood board originally, I had a painting on it that I really liked that had already sold. And I was like, maybe I should try to recreate that myself. I was really responding to the colors for this space, like tying into the pinkish terracotta-ish red of the rug and potentially the maroon shade of the lamp. So first I did a little kind of like sketch painting to test it out, and then I finished this. So this is gonna go on the wall opposite the mirror. It's not completely dry yet, but we're gonna hang it so that I can capture some of it on video for my like wallpaper reveal. And then we might set it back down to dry because it's quite thick. Got some paint really layered on there. Painting, I think, is just gonna go here. I also brought over this shelf. Ultimately is going to need a new home in our house somewhere. And I was like, oh, does this want to live over here? I don't know, something about like adding too much to this little space feels inappropriate, mismatched with how like unfinished other parts of our house is. Like, I don't want this to be like so overly done that you're like, what the frick is going on back there? Why is that like some perfect crazy space? So like maybe in the future it could live here and like put some trinkets on it. Another weird thing that I found in our house is that we have these little, who knows what they are, little wall decor things that I found in our bathroom cabinetry. I think it was probably just the scrap wood from the cabinets that they have in the bathroom. But I'm like, I could use these somewhere. This is kind of funny. Like, and then just, I eat this kind of up because I'm like, oh, just put this on the wall and then have like one of my silly little treasures on it. Like, hold on. Like this little wire chair. Why do I love stupid like this? Why am I like, oh, this is peak decor? Like, that's funny to me. And like funny in a cute way where you're just quirky and weird and like, God, that's funny and cute. Okay. I don't know if I want to do that today. Again, I also like the asymmetrical kind of idea. If there was like, I could put, I could put this up here and then also put this next to it. Put its little sketch, its like a little mini twin next to it. That's like, am I an art curator? I don't know. Something to think about. Anyways, because I'm just gonna put one nail hole in the wall for this painting, should I do that? I don't know. I just wanna like go with the plan that I had in my head and like not start adding other things to the mix. And the plan I had in the head was this. I kind of would like this to have I would kind of like to have a chain or something hanging this painting as opposed to just mounting the screw where you can't see it or mounting it on a nail where you can't see it. But I don't have any chain like that right now, nor do I have any wire. I have had some other ideas too where I could use ribbon to hang it. Also, I realized I was thinking about this either as I fell asleep last night or like I dreamt it that I could finish this with a ribbon trim around all of the door frames and molding, which is something I did in my office and really liked because this 50 yards of ribbon from a website called ribbonbazaar.com cost me, honestly, I want to say like $13. And I think it looks so cool in the office and it's just very easy and cheap and like a fun, kind of just like a fun thing to do where you're like, oh, I've like changed the look of my room. It was like very low lift. I did do this initially with double-sided tape would not recommend. Then had to go back in spots where it kept like repeatedly falling off, just detaching from the ribbon, and use just like a plain purple Elmer's glue stick. And that is more successful. And last night I was like, oh, I could reuse this around this space. So I have this green ribbon, which it just feels like I'm like bringing a lot of color to this. I mean, there is a little bit of that green here in the painting. Or this is a little more, I guess I don't love that it's hot pink. I'd like it to be a dark red. This ribbon, our neighbor brought over on a bottle of champagne for us, which was very nice. And I kept it because I was like, this is a long ass velvet ribbon. Thank you. What do I think? Oh, just like down like that is kind of cool. I want more ribbon now. I want more ribbon options. What else do I have in my house? What else? LOL, I'm just like wandering around my house and like picking up things to bring back and show you. This is the other cord that I'm considering for the sconce that is obviously more attractive. And then I was like, oh, I could use this cord, but I don't really want to use this cord to hang that painting because it's got wiring in it that I want to use in the future. And then Alex's mom gave me a couple of these butler mirrors, these like convex butler mirrors. And I was like, oh, maybe these could also live over here. But again, seeing this here, it's like the whole thing is leaning far too vintage. It's just like leaning all in one direction. And my intent with adding an abstract painting was to just like liven it up, add a little bit more of like stylistic contrast. So instead of having like a traditional landscape painting here in a gold frame, I'm going in like a more like modern direction. But I don't know, I guess the chain on the back of this mirror is something that I would like to have hold that painting up. And maybe a mirror could go above or below the painting. I don't know, I've just been looking for a spot for these. Could be cute. Okay, let's just go. Oof. I like the ribbon idea. I might just need to make do with the ribbon that I have currently. Oh, I have one more idea. I knew I had something else, and I just couldn't think of it first. I have this cotton, I don't know what this is, like cotton webbing, cotton ticking tape. I don't know what this came off of, probably another gift. A wide bit and a long spool of thin stuff. Maybe that's what I want to use. I think I would prefer a velvet in this dark color, so maybe I can hook myself up with that in the near future. It's either you just hang it like this. Why do I like that more? I don't know, I do. Or hang it like this. Or I tie it in a bow at the top. Thank God I got that mirror up, huh? Even though it's crooked. If you ever come over, don't say anything about it. Don't say a single thing about it. If you see pictures of it online, say, God, what a beautiful job you did hanging that mirror. Don't say a single thing about it being crooked, okay? It's between me and you, and we're never gonna bring it up again. I don't know if a bow is too saccharine to like little girl's room. Yeah, that is too sweet. Too sweet for me. Okay, so then it's this. I don't know, maybe green is better. Green reads a little more finished, doesn't it? All right, green it is. This is hard because this painting is wet. Can't just throw it around the way I would normally. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good there. And now I just need to clean up this disaster area. I think we can call her done. And when I say done, I mean nothing is ever done because I change things all the time, and we are waiting for the brass lampshade for this lamp, but I think it looks pretty good. Perhaps the most finished room in our house. I don't know, our living room's pretty done, but welcome to our home if you come in the back entryway.